Hey, this is Frank Bookart, HMGT 2301 Lab 3. Tonight we're going to do spicy chicken tenders, steamed carrots with a maple glaze, and the pasta of choice is fettuccine alfredo. I am filming from my house tonight. I know it's a little different than when I was filming in my other kitchen. Real quick, I'm going to give you a good look at my mise en place so you see what I've got. First, we've got the maple carrots right here. I've got the carrots, I've got the parsley, maple syrup, butter is already measured out. I have cleaned the carrots, but I saved one to clean so you can see me cleaning it. Same thing, fettuccine alfredo. I have my cream, parmesan, which is 2 ounces, 8 ounces of fettuccine, and 2 ounces of butter, salt and pepper to taste. And then everything else on this table is for the chicken. I have not cleaned the chicken yet, but I will. As you can see, all the spices and everything have been mise en placed out. They've all been measured. My garlic powder looks a little sad. Used a scale and my spoons. Obviously, this is my flour, this is my breading, which is as needed. So I went ahead and put a lot in there. Here's my eggs. I'll make the egg wash and set up a standard breading station for you too, so you can see me prep everything else. But I wanted to go ahead and at least give you a shot of what we're going to do tonight. And I think that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and get things started, and I'll start the video back in a little bit so you can see the work that I'm doing. I think the first thing we're going to do is clean and cut the carrots, and then I'll clean the tenderloins as well. Okay. Alright, so what I did is I've gone ahead and peeled most of these and trimmed them. I did save one, just so you can see that I peel and trim my carrots. I have a standard vegetable peeler. It's old and it's not a good vegetable peeler, but it'll do. Alright. I'm wearing my gloves, I washed my hands, did all the good things I'm supposed to do, washed my veggies. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and cut the carrots up real quick. We'll cut them, let's do... Ooh. That. Then we'll cut them down. Okay. Take that corn off. I don't like the way that looks. Off, they don't look that pretty. Okay, what I'm going to do is behind me I have a pot of water that's going to boil. I have another pot of water that will boil for the carrots, and then I have a pot full of grease that we will use for the tenders. The grease does have a thermometer sticking in it now, and it's reading about 250. So while that's warming up, I'll go ahead and do the chicken. Let's go ahead and cut the parsley up real quick. It's not curly parsley, so do what we gotta do. It's flat leaf, but it's what I had growing in my garden, so I figured that was worthwhile. Doesn't get much fresher than that. And kind of bunch it up best I can. Let's go quick. This cardboard is be a little warped. We'll trade that out after this one. Take it down the middle. Yeah, I think this one's ready for retirement. All right. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put this to the side, and I will go ahead and start cleaning the chicken, and I will bring you back on that. Thank you. Alright, so I'm getting ready to clean my chicken, but my water's already boiling, so we're going to go ahead and par cook the carrots. I got a little salt here, salt the water. Alright, I got the carrots I just cut. Whoa. I'm going to drop them in. Move this out of the way. Alright, so I'm going to let that go for about a minute, and then I'm going to have a bowl of ice water here I'm going to use to shock them. Got a strainer right here. Don't make fun of my stove, circa 1982. Still works, so I refuse to get a new one. Give about another minute. I'm going to shock them. Shocking will help them stop the cooking process and help lock in the color. And I'm not worried that they're not cooked all the way because I'm going to saute them after this. And actually, I'm going to keep them here for the time being, just kind of to hold them till service so that we can get everything done. Turn that off. All right, that's good. All right, when I come back, we'll be cleaning the chicken tenders, and you'll see that. Probably by the time we get through with that, I'll have the breading station ready. We'll go ahead and do the pasta, then we'll fry off some chicken tenders. Okay, thank you. All right, so we're back. We're gonna set up the chicken station real quick, just for the sake of time. I've gone ahead and cleaned these tenderloins, but I want to go ahead and clean these for you real quick so you can see what I'm doing. You asked us to tell you how we know they're fresh. Well, I can tell you I bought it and the buy date was good, but it doesn't smell. It's got a clean smell to it. It's not sticky or discolored in any way, shape, or form. So I know it's pretty fresh. Also, when I got it, it immediately went into the fridge. So I know it was held under proper temperature. Matter of fact, I just took it out. We got the breading station. Once they're breaded, I'm going to put them on this tray, and they're going to go right back in the fridge till we're ready. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this tenderloin out. I'm going to pull this ligament out right here, this tendon, simply because it's chewy. Kind of walk it down. And there we go. Boop. And you can kind of just almost pull it out. There you go. All right, let's do this one right here. Same thing. Just kind of find it. That's it right there. And last but not least, this one's kind of hard. There it is. Let's say this one's kind of hard to see, but I got it. I'm just scraping away so I can get to the tendon. Get up under it. Left a little on that one. Let's go back. put it in the wrong place. All right, so let me pull this out and then we'll talk about the mix real quick. Take my gloves off. Okay, so this is my standard breading station. I've got my flour. I'm gonna take all my spices. That's a lot of paprika. That's my oregano and thyme. Let's see, garlic powder, chili powder. I think that's it. All right, so I've got my flour. I've got, whoa. I'll use the fork first to kind of stir up the flour. I hear you popping back there. We'll get to you soon. They're gonna be spicy. These are actually going to be fed to the kids tonight, so I probably should have backed off a little bit on the cayenne, but we'll see what happens. They do like the ranch, so it'll be fine. All right, I got 3 eggs, a little bit of milk. So this is your standard breading station. I have my flour, my egg wash, and my breadcrumbs. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to move this all down. Give me 2 seconds. 1, 2, 3. What did I do with those gloves?
They're under your cutting board.
No, cutting board. All right, fresh gloves. My wife loves it when I cook in here because she gets to clean up. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take 1 tenderloin. It said to pound them out, but they look pretty even to me. If I have one that looks, really wonky, I'll go ahead and do it. But otherwise, I think they're pretty good as is. So I'm going to dredge them in that. I'm going to put them there. Now, once it goes in there, I have to have a wet hand and a dry hand, so this will be my wet hand. There we go. You go back over there. And it gets handled with my dry. There you go. Let's do another one. I won't make you watch me do all 16 of them. Let's see here. That's a little slippery. There we go. Okay. Back into the breadcrumbs, then take my hand. Oopsie. And toss it over. Good. One more for good measure. Wet into the dry. Dry hand goes in. Shake off the excess. Goes into the wet. There we go. And that goes over here into the breadcrumbs. I did not make my own breadcrumbs. I was lazy and I bought them out of a can. I think that's okay. Okay, I'm going to stop right here. What I'll do then is I'm going to go ahead and do them all, then I'll put them in the fridge, and then we're going to go ahead and I'll show you the cooking process. Thank you. Okay, so I went ahead and put the fettuccine in the salted boiling water. It's pretty close to being done. I'm looking for it to be al dente or to the bite. So I'll take it out. Looks pretty good. So I'll drain it. I've got a colander right here. You can stay right there. Alright, I'm going to just let that drain. Put that right there. right at 350, so I'm gonna go ahead and start my chicken. Let me get it out of the fridge real quick. It says to use the basket method. However, as you can see, I really don't have enough room for a basket. I do, however, have a strainer, so I will use that to lower it and put it back in. Let's get this nice and warm. This will be for the carrots. I'll do the sauce for the alfredo on the back end. Put that right there. Let that get warm as well. Alright, chicken's been sitting for 15-20 minutes maybe. I'm going to go ahead and drop them in. I'm not going to put too many in because once again I have a small fryer. We'll do 4. Okay. I have a drain plate right here set up with a paper towel. So when they get ready, I'll take them out. I'm going to be watching my dial and adjusting the heat accordingly because it will probably go down a little bit. Once I get these almost done, I'll go ahead and start the sauce for the fettuccine alfredo, and we'll finish off the carrots real quick, and that way everything will be ready at the same time. So what I'm going to do is pause it one more time while I fry off most of the chicken, and then I'll start it up and you can watch the final steps. I'll plate, and then you can see the plate. All right, thank you. Okay, so we're finally down to the last batch of chicken. My thermometer is right back at 350, so I'm going to throw those in. Sink. All right, while that's going, I'm going to go ahead and finish up the fettuccine alfredo and the carrots. Let's go ahead and work on the carrots right now. Let's see. Here's my butter. That's a little hot. Woo. Let's do that one more time because that was a little too hot. Excuse me, need to get some more butter. Cooling that down a little bit. Throw the carrots in. Put the butter in. A little pepper. Try a different mill. There we go. A little salt. While that's going, let's try round 2 over here. Make sure that's not super hot. Take it off, just check it. Okay, I think that's okay. Okay. Add that. Add the cream. Bring that back over here. Add the Parmesan cheese. Quick little saute. Alright, let's see. I'm going to use a whisk real quick just to get the Parmesan cheese mixed up in there. Once I see that starting to bubble, I'll put the fettuccine noodles back in. gonna check my chicken real quick. Take one out. Looks done. What did I do with it? I have a digital thermometer. I'm gonna insert it into the thickest part. See where we come up. I'm shooting for about 160. 4, 36. Okay. It's taking a little longer than I want, so I'm gonna let it go a little bit longer. Excuse me, I'll reach over. Carrots. That's coming along nicely. Repeat. Okay. I want to check those real quick. I'm looking for them not really be fork tender, but I do want them to be cooked. So I'll take one on here. Not bad. A little more salt. Alright, now I'm going to add the maple syrup. I'm going to reach right around here. Pull that out. The chicken should be done by now. Stab that there. 151, 160.7, 163, so it is done. I'm going to put it over here to drain. I'm going to add just a pinch of salt to it. There we go. Alright. This was almost where I want it to be, so I'm going to take the fettuccine noodles that I cooked earlier. Put them in there. Let that come back up to a boil. Give these a quick toss. Alright, that smells actually pretty good. I was a little worried about that. Alright, and parsley. There we go. Go ahead and turn that off. I'll reach right around you one more time. Okay, I'm going to put that down on low. Now the only thing we're waiting for is the fettuccine. Let's take this. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll move this to the back. Go back to the front. Turn that down, turn that up. And all we're going to do now is wait for this to thicken up just a little bit. I have got some basil outside. So maybe I'll get a little basil and put it on there. Okay, alright. So now we're finished up. The Alfredo is thickened, as you can see right here. I've got some basil that came out of my garden. I just rinsed it off. I'm going to do a quick